I adopted this mindset that, I was going to steal my retirement one opportunity at a time. I wasn't going to wait till I was going to this magic date in the future. Oh, I'm 70 and I don't have to go to work every day. Now I can do all this cool stuff. And it's like, no, it's not guaranteed, man. Whether it's a long weekend or a week or, if it presents itself and I want to do it, I'm going to make it happen. And so I call it stealing my retirement one opportunity at a time. So.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the WazzyCircus Radio, live from Skydive, Arizona in Eloy, the coolest drop zone on Earth. I'm conflicted on how to start this show, man. One, I want to say 2,100 jumps, 13 years in the sport, fresh off her second world record, my friend in flight night. But now I have to say, just hopped out the tunnel, did a couple loads, and got some acupuncture, and is now sitting on the WazzyCircus Radio. Elle Zee, Lori Zito. What's up, love? How are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you doing today, Waz?
I'm doing amazing, man.
Awesome.
How cool is this frickin' drop zone?
This drop zone is amazing. It really is. As you said, you come here, you do a few jumps, and it's like, oh, hey, maybe I need to work on my head down skills. Let's go hit some tunnel and maybe go grab a drink over at the prop. And in between, a little bit of acupuncture if that's what you need.
Because that's what you need.
Gals of a certain age, we like that stuff.
Yeah, gals out of shit. Anybody of a certain age.
Yeah.
This is amazing. There's a massage parlor 2 doors down from this studio.
You can buy a new rig on your way over. There's a store.
And a new hat.
Yeah.
I need a new hat.
Look at that.
Yeah. What do you think of the WazzyCircus studio at Skydive, Arizona?
I think it's pretty cool. I like it.
Aren't they
I
so
like it
generously nice and wonderful? You guys are so generously nice and wonderful to us. Thank you, Skydive, Arizona. Holy cow.
I'm thinking of getting new curtains for my house. I kind of like the WazzyCircus.
You like the Wazzy?
Yeah.
Dude, I can get those. I know a guy.
Shower curtains, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So we show up today. I slept in a little bit. I'm dragging. And we get to the drop zone, and there's a head-up tryout camp going on. 50 free flyers from all over the country are here ripping it up. All my friends are here like you guys. Yvonne's walking around. This place is insane. You never know what you're going to see, man.
The rich and famous, it's where they hang out.
Really?
Well, the poor and famous.
The poor and infamous.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right, so where were you and why did you start skydiving, Lori?
That is a great question. Skydiving was something that I never even thought about. Back in 2011, my daughter had graduated high school in 2010.
Here in Arizona?
Yeah,
Okay.
She graduated high school, and she was, in 2011, she was headed off to college, and she was going to turn 18, and I'm like, gosh, what am I going to do for her birthday? I mean, 18's kind of a big one, and she had this boyfriend at the time, Michael. Michael's parents are going to do this, and Michael's parents are going to, I'm like, God, it's like, what are we going to do? And my husband's like,
oh, really?
Yeah, my husband's like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, gosh, great, big help, thank you. So I remember seeing the SkyVenture tunnel advertised when they first built it. It was on like Good Morning Arizona or something like that. And so I always wanted to go fly in the tunnel. And I'm like, she's my youngest, and I'm like, oh my God, themed birthday.
Hold on, let's back up. Why did you always want to fly in the tunnel? Where have you? Because listen. This is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
23 years ago.
That they built the tunnel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Then you're seeing it. So this is a big deal.
Yeah, it took me like what? Do the math. 13 years or whatever to get to it. By the time.
But where, had you seen it skydiving before this?
The only.
Why would you want to fly in the tunnel? Like you said, you always wanted to fly in the tunnel. Why?
Because it was there. I saw it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Here,
I want to try
that. Not somewhere else. Right,
yeah.
Right. So, okay, there you go. And you see it, and you're like, this is it, 18?
Yeah.
We're going to go indoor.
Yeah. It's like, I can't throw my baby from the nest till she knows how to fly. I'll take her to the indoor wind tunnel. So we came down here, and of course, when you're not indoctrinated into the world of wind tunnels, you don't necessarily know what to ask for. So I'm like, okay. So I called up, and they were like, oh, you're first-time flyers. And it's like, oh, okay, we're first-time flyers.
Right.
So we came down here, and we flew in the wind tunnel, and we had an absolute blast, to the point that again, she's going off to college in like 3 weeks. We ended up coming back again before she actually left town.
To fly again.
To fly again. And then she came home for Thanksgiving, and she's like, hey, can we go to the wind tunnel? And it's like, I need zero encouragement. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
So,
That's so fun.
And each time we go, again, you look online, and it's like first-time flyer or experienced jumper. And it's like, well, I don't consider myself experienced, even though I had now been to the tunnel a few times. So
Right.
once again, we order up a first-time flyer course. Now they're recognizing us. They're like, have you two been here before? And it's like, yeah,
Right.
3 times. This is my 3rd T-shirt, you know? It's,
Right,
and they're
right,
like,
right.
they're like, you're not a first time. Let's do this a little
Let's
different.
do it,
Let's save
yeah.
you a little bit of money and do something
Uh-huh.
a little different. So, and so then we went back at Christmas when she came home then, because of course, you know,
What
all
else
I
you
need
gonna
is an
do?
excuse. Yeah, go down to the wind tunnel.
But hold on, this whole time you're driving right by skydivers, airplanes, parachutes.
Everything. And
You're just driving right by it.
right by it, yeah, you know, and
Did you guys ever? That's so insane.
well, they said to us, they said, have you two ever thought about skydiving? And it's like, no, why would we
We do that.
Why would we? We're having fun in the tunnel. Why
There's
would
like 30 people above your head. You're like, no.
why would I do that? And so they're like, you guys should do a tandem just to see if you even like it. So those boys at Sky Venture, they sold us. We went
There it
and
is.
we did a tandem, and we landed, and it's like, we got to do this. And so we spent the whole next summer here in Eloy getting licensed. So I actually got licensed with my daughter.
No shit.
Yeah, the first 25 jumps.
No shit. Congratulations, mom. Best mom.
Yeah.
The best mom
Best mom ever.
ever.
Best mom ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my license with my mom. That's insane. Is she still jumping?
She is not still jumping. Life has since taken her
For now.
For now.
It's a wave.
But you know, and people have said it's like, aren't you pissed? You spent all that time and money, and it's like, God no! It was like the best summer. My summer of love, hanging out with my daughter. I mean, God knows she doesn't hang out with me now.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
They don't know. They don't know. I can't imagine the bliss of that. I'll get it. He's sitting right there, fucking not paying attention, but I'll get it. But like, just learning how to skydive, but with your kid,
Well, and
with your baby girl, like
and I like to think of it that it wasn't just the skydiving. It's
yeah.
confidence. It's the experience. It's
Everything.
the opportunity. It's knowing that when life gets tough and you think you can't do it, you've jumped out of a plane 70-something times. You've saved your own ass. You can do this. You got this.
You know you can do it.
And I like to think it's still one of the best gifts I ever gave her.
oh my god! And you did it with her. You didn't watch. So
I
there
did
was
it
those
with her.
nights like, yeah, I was spinning. Like, yeah, this is how you fix it.
Yeah.
That's fun. Or my landings, I keep overshooting. We'll just turn in. That's
Yeah.
those conversations. Most parents will never be able to bond with their children on that level because what else can you learn together that's so much fun and so challenging, other than flying at the indoor skydiving center in iFly, Scottsdale
true.
with your kids? I'm just kidding. That's stupid. But seriously though, like if you're not, learning how to fly together it's an equalizing field. Just because you're older than her doesn't give you more skill.
Yeah, and she was definitely much more of a natural. She understood the fluid dynamic. Air's kind of a fluid, right?
Right.
I was fighting it. I was,
Were you?
I'm more of like a baseball player. It's like stand in the way, hold your position, throw it, and it's like no,
Right.
you got to kind of go with the flow. So she was a much quicker student than me.
Okay.
But I really thought that I'd jump once or twice a month, but I'll come out and jump with my daughter. That'll be really cool.
Right.
I became the addict.
You are the addict.
I am the
I know
addict.
that you're
I
the
am the
addict.
drug, right?
But let's talk about addiction.
Yes.
Head down. Look at her. Look at her.
It is.
Get it on. Let's say it again. Get the camera on her. Head down in the tunnel, unassisted, flying by yourself.
Closing in, getting there.
I heard you did it today. I heard you were fucking killing it, and I heard the rumor mill on the packing floor is Zito was taking a pinky and doing transitions.
And flying it. And flying.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I still really can't I still want the
Pinky
pinky.
doesn't fucking count, Zito.
It counts, dude. It's
No,
like,
it doesn't.
It's like I'm like Dumbo with the feather. It's like, give me the feather.
Give me the feather.
I
You don't need the feather.
I need it.
Oh, you'll let it go.
Yeah.
You'll
Well, I'm not ready yet, but I will.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank
Holy
you so much.
shit.
Yeah. It's probably been, sadly, I don't even want to
Not
talk about.
sadly.
I don't want to
Let's
talk about how
talk.
much time and money I've put into this project.
It's fucking hard.
It's very hard, and again, I've always been good at sports, and so it's very frustrating to not catch on quickly, and so it's taught me a lot about myself, and so I stuck with it, and I'm so close, and I just want to give a big shout out. GT Tipton, he was the guy. He was the one that got all the friggin' abuse in the early years. Thank God he was like big like a football player.
Where's he at? He was here?
He was here. He was here. He passed away a few years ago. COVID, 2021 maybe. I'm not sure exactly.
I think he's been brought up on the show twice already.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, this is my project. This is the year. I'm like, GT, it's happening. I'm gonna transition. So.
Right. How long have you been working on Head Down?
Do I have to say?
Just for everybody.
Well, it's been a 10-year project, but there was gaps of 3 and 4 years where I'm just like, you start out, you get excited, time and money, right? And it's kind of like, how much of a hit do you want to put on that credit card?
And how hard you're gonna go, and especially when you hit a plateau. How much you're gonna dig in, or are you just gonna let off for a second?
And for years it was kind of like 15 minutes a month. That's not gonna do it.
It's not gonna do it. But
you need
God,
like
that's
15
a
week.
But that's a lot.
Yeah. So this year it's like I had taken probably since GT passed. It was just kind of COVID happened, and I just wasn't coming down here as much. And so this was the year I said, you know what? It's 2024. It's happening. I am going to transition. It's going to happen.
You said it. You said it at flight night. You're like, this is the year. I'm going to do it.
Big year. Big year for me.
So on the transition. So wait, coming off the net. Let's go back. The mystery of Head Down. How hard is it? Like, what is?
Well,
you're putting your head on the net for the first time. Your feet are coming up. What is that like?
It's I don't even know how to describe it, because you can do a headstand on the floor, right? And you're inverted, but everything is backwards. Everything you've learned belly flying, it's like all the inputs. It's like and then for some reason, because you're upside down, it shouldn't be that difficult. You're just upside down. It's like
upside down.
It's hard. It is hard. And then for some reason, for like years, I can't feel my legs below my knees. It's like, what are my shins doing? What are my feet doing? What are my heels doing? I got no. It's like, what are your feet doing, Lauren? It's like, show me the video and I'll tell you what they did.
I have a theory we're mentally paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah.
Just mentally, we don't know what the hell our legs are doing ever.
It's
no
crazy.
one, as people.
Well, you know what though? You learn to walk. Your legs are loaded. You feel it. They're loaded. Now you're inverted. They're not loaded, and so it's kind of like so. My experience is that people that did competitive diving, like swimming, diving off the diving board, and gymnasts, tend to have a really good awareness of where their body is at a given time because of those sports.
Yes.
The rest of us with feet on the ground sports, man, God help us.
God help us. That's what
Get out that credit card.
people don't realize they're backsliding. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's because they don't feel their legs and they don't know why, and they're just going backwards. You know what I mean? Were your legs strong enough to lift you off the net in the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say, my legs, my power's in my ass, brother. That's all I can say. It's like I got big thighs and I got a pretty big butt from all the different sports, and that's probably where my power is. But again, you're getting the lift more from your shins, and for a long time, I don't think I was using my arms, or at least not using them right. So, and then they're like, well, get the lift from your legs, don't use your arms, and it's like.
Yeah, it's that balance. So I would always get the lift from my arms, and my legs were weak, right? So I was always wobbly, and I had to go to the gym and actually physically work on certain muscles so I could fly head down.
Yeah.
It was that hard.
And you got to kind of dig your heels in, but if you can't feel from your knees down and you don't know what your feet are doing, my toes were pointed, like they still point.
Right.
They finally gave up on me and said, yeah, go ahead, fly it. Fly it.
You'll learn it, fuck it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what was the breakthrough on the legs, do you think? Or was it the arms? What was it, the breakthrough when you came off the net?
It probably this year. I had been getting off the net before, but really, it's like once you get off the net, it's like, don't touch me, don't move me, I'm flying, I'm good, don't touch me, don't make me do anything.
Right.
And I'm just a train wreck. When I first started in the tunnel, John Walker, he's like, were you in a car accident? And I'm thinking, what's wrong with my face? He's like, no, not your face.
It's your body was
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, my body was just all, it's like I think I'm symmetrical, and it's like,
Right.
no, I mean, I think I'm, I don't know where the camera is. I think I'm like this, but it's offset.
Right.
But it feels like I'm symmetrical, and I'm not. And so
John Walker's a fucking legend.
he is. He's the man.
He's the man. And yeah, he would recognize that in you.
Yeah, he shot the first awesome video. Me and my daughter jumped 26 after our license.
Uh-huh.
He came out with us on a two-way and shot video for us, and it's still to
Oh.
this day. To me, that video is gold.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, we track off, and you can see us. We end up. Somebody went the wrong way because we ended up together. It's kind of.
That's so funny.
But I love that video.
Oh, that's funny, man. So you did start this project 10 years ago. You're not
I really
kidding.
did, and it's like you learn to sit fly and all that, and again, being smaller and lighter, it's like once you crank up the wind speeds. I mean,
Yeah, you're tiny,
I mean,
man.
I'm
What do
a
you
cork.
weigh?
I weigh about 120. I mean, I'm not that light. I'm
Boy,
pretty
you
solid, but
5'5" by 4?
5'2".
5'2". You're a
I'm
tiny
bowling
thing.
ball, kind of.
No, you're skinny.
It's just but everyone else flies at a higher wind speed, so it's difficult for me to train cost effectively and huck with others because they want higher wind speeds, and it's like, hey,
Right.
who wants to huck at 75? Come on,
Yeah,
sign up.
right. Because I see you curling up in the ball staying as small as you can with these hug jams.
Yeah, and finally they were like, you know what? Just learn to fly stag because sit isn't going to work for you. You're never going to get higher speeds.
Right.
And I know I'm supposed to get your heels down and get your
Right.
but it's just difficult.
Well, so, I know that mess with the camera. So for everybody, like, if you come to flight nights, the first minute's dedicated to Elle Zee. There's a huck jam. There's a sit fly huck jam.
My buddy was.
If she shows up, you guys get a huck jam in the beginning. If she's not
I
there,
appreciate
you're not
it.
getting it.
I appreciate it.
Yo, second world record. What's the first world record?
The first world record was here at Skydive, Arizona, 64-way night jump world record.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I've probably got over 40 night jumps, which is an insane number for somebody that was never in the military. I mean,
Right.
why do I have 40 night jumps? It's just
Right, that's crazy. I've got like 50 because we would do night jumps on Sundays. And actually, we would just go. Actually, I'm not going to talk about that. The sun going down really didn't count.
well, it's supposed to be an hour after sunset.
If there were tandems, I'm on board.
Do one more jump.
I think I'm going to edit that out.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So apparently 64 is my number because it was a 64-way night jump world record. And we're waiting to hear from FAI. The judges have said yes, but FAI is the ones that make it official.
Mm-hmm.
It was this past weekend out in Paris, California, with 63 other super amazing women, led by the even more amazing Kate Cooper.
Sick.
It was insane. So it's 64-way, all-woman, total, 2-point total break sequential.
Night jump.
No, not a night jump, a day jump.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your first one was a night jump.
Yes.
And the one you just did
Was a day jump.
Okay.
Where most jumping happens was, in case, as a tunnel guy, you might not be familiar with that.
Yeah,
but
right. Yeah. And as a base jumper.
Well, I don't know much about that.
Yeah, okay. So what's this? That's the, okay. This is the, how many women?
Yes. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
There it
64 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I am not even in the frame yet.
Okay.
I'm exiting out of D plane. I mean, I'm somewhere over
D
in.
plane? How
I'm
many
out
planes?
of I'm out of Nevada right now. I'm coming in from Nevada.
4 planes?
2 Skyvan, 2 Otters, and I think I'm coming into frame soon. No, not the lady in the white.
What-
From the top, from 12 o'clock. I
Okay.
think there's 3 different camera angles. There I am at the top right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the name of this formation?
Keep going. No, the other way left. 11 o'clock, in the black. North, up.
Oh, right there.
I'm there.
Look at that. Look at that. 2 points. Here's
Yep,
the second point.
Yeah, they put the streamer up. That key's the second point.
Oh, that's how they keep the second point with
Yeah.
the streamer?
Yeah. It wasn't my smoothest flying on that second point. Unfortunately, that's the record, so that's the one that gets memorialized,
Right. Oh, it don't matter. Look, there's a break
Yeah.
off. You're in the first wave?
Yep, I'm in the first wave and tracking back to Nevada.
Hey, how low do they ask you to take it?
The outer wave was 6,500 because there's 64s. We break off at 65, 55, and 45. I
Okay,
think.
what do they want the first wave pulling at?
Oh, no pilot shoots above 3,000? 32?
Oh my
Is right around.
God.
No, yeah, just keep tracking. Just keep tracking. No pilot shoots above 3 grand.
That's why I can't do them, dude. At 4,000 feet, I start sweating. I'm dumping, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm on full track. 4,000 feet, that's it. I can't imagine going down.
Yeah.
But they got parachutes, and they're designed for that. They're not.
They are designed for
super
that, for sure.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. How fulfilling is that? What does that feel like, a world record?
You know, it is. It's pretty amazing because I mean, I turned 61 this year. I'm 61 years old. Thank you so
Cheers
much.
to you.
And she's still walking, and to be in a sport where it's like I'm setting world records. I mean, it's kind of
61.
cool.
Holy
it's
fuck,
kinda
that's
cool.
the coolest thing I've heard all week.
And I was like middle of the pack. I mean, these other ladies have been setting these records for a while, and you know, there's some older, some younger,
Nice.
and just a great group of people. It was a great experience, and Kate Cooper is amazing. It's
Right on.
amazing.
Shout out to Kate Cooper.
I do not know if you've got much big wave experience, but it's a lot of doing the same jump over and over until you get it right.
Right.
And, you know, when you've done the jump very well, 10, 11, 12 times, but there's one person, and each time it's a different person,
Oh, that sucks.
to maintain the excitement and the motivation to go up there and do it again.
Right.
And this time, it's like, hopefully we'll all be perfect. You need the right captain to get the result. And she is that person.
So she keeps the spirits up. It's all good. You guys are killing it. Hey, she's gonna do better.
It's a beautiful
Don't
skydive.
fuck.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
That's
like
a beautiful thing
Yeah.
because, to watch that one person, everybody can see it.
Don't be that guy.
Oh,
Don't be her.
Nobody wants to be that guy.
Yeah,
On
true.
any jump, if it's a 4-way,
Yeah,
2-way, you don't want to be that guy.
exactly. It's like you're kind of sheepish, and it's like, who was that?
Oh man. So were they cutting, or they were just like, we're just gonna keep going?
We started out with about 72, and
got down to
they
64.
moved some first couple of jumps you're dialing in fall rate, things like that, moving people around, just fall rate
Engineering.
and then you kind of settle in, and basically my experience is one mistake is allowed, but after that first mistake, it's like, okay, it's the end of day 2. And
That's it.
Yeah, we're getting real. Tomorrow's day 3 of a 4-day event. We're getting real. 0800.
Yeah.
And each jump could have a different set of people on it, depending. So yeah.
And to keep track of that, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Those brains working at that capacity, watching everybody in the video dive. My shoulder, man. I look at the tunnel. Watching everybody dive in, knowing that, hey, they're not going to make it to the pod, or hey, they're too fast. Let's move this around,
Well,
reorganize. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it really takes, because the rest of us, I know me, and I don't know if it's true of everyone, but I just get, lorry vision. Where am I? What am I doing? And I
Right.
get very critical of me because I want to do a better jump next time. But they are actually chartered with watching us all and figuring it out.
Everyone.
And to keep it all in your brain. And this is all while,
While conducting the skydive.
yeah, she's in the base. She's got to let the streamer go, I mean, for all I know, she had to open the door. Well, she probably made the camera guy open the door. I would have. But
But she's watching people dock. She's taking care of altitude. She's controlling the formation.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, shout out. What's her name again?
Kate Cooper Jensen.
Kate Cooper Jensen. This is Elsinore?
Yeah.
Skydive Elsinore. Jet jump, jet jump, jet jump. Tell me
Yes.
about it.
Oh, the jet jump was awesome. I had never jumped the jet before. We went out in July, me and my friend Yvonne.
Oh, we know Yo.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
know Yo.
You
on
had
the
Yo. Show 79 was Yo,
Yep.
and we went out. And as you know, with skydiving, it's like every aircraft is different, and it's
Yes.
almost like collecting pieces of flair or something. I
Right,
imagine
right.
if
It's
you work
like
at
metals,
Applebee's
dude.
or whatever.
Right,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
metals. It's like if you jump the jet, and like when it came back, because friends had jumped it earlier back in the day,
Right.
and then it just wasn't available for the longest time, and then it made a resurrection, and it was so cool because I don't know why, but they had to get the pilot out of Venezuela, so and it was cool. He had on
Right.
his little captain shirt, and
Did
he
he?
walked back and said hi to everyone on the plane, and you're sitting in like a regular airplane seat,
Yeah,
with your
that's
rig.
so
and-
awesome. We
so-
got it. Here it is. There it is. There it is. Right back.
There we go.
So, what I heard was that there's only so many people rated to fly the dang thing.
I
And that's
think
why
so.
they had to get the guy.
Yeah.
And then they're selling it, or it's sold. So they resurrected it, they're flying it, and it's gone.
Oh, they sold it?
Yeah, this thing is for it, they've sold it and they're just flying it until the guy comes and gets it. Is what I've heard.
When's the guy coming to get it?
Soon.
Shh.
That's
Wow.
why they're getting some hours on it.
Well, they're advertising. They're going to be having some jet jumps at the Halloween boogie, and so
Okay,
I know
look
they're
at it.
flying at
Look
Halloween.
At it. Look at it.
She's beautiful,
Skydive
isn't she?
Paris,
Look at
Skydive
that.
Paris.
Me,
That was
me and
fucking
GoPro. It's the
cool.
only way I can cut a video. Me and GoPro. It's like,
That's fucking cool, man. All right, Elle Zee, give us some guidance.
guidance.
You're 61, but you've been jumping for a while.
13 years, yeah, okay.
Would you suggest a 61-year-old lady start jumping?
You know, I started at 48, which is not exactly young.
Beautiful.
And again,
people need to hear this shit. I started at 29. I wasn't young either.
yeah, you know, you wake up one day and you realize it's like, okay, hey, the youngest kid is gone. I can, like, maybe I can scratch that itch that's kind of been hanging out
48.
there.
I'm 48. So you started skydiving now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I started, and again, like I said, it started with going to the tunnel, and it's like, oh, you
Right.
guys should try a tandem. It's like, oh, all right. But I can remember you had asked me earlier about had I ever thought about skydiving before, and I can tell you, as a kid, on Sunday afternoons, there used to be this show called The Wide World of Sports, and it was in the 70s, older
I remember
people.
the Wild Waters for
And I remember
Skyboarding.
this one show, this one time they had skydiving on it, and I don't know if it was the World Skydiving event at Quincy. I have no idea. It had to be between like maybe 72 and 74. I'm not even really sure. And I remember,
1972 and 1970.
well, not 1872.
Well,
I'm not
just
that
saying,
old.
I know, I'm
1970.
just saying,
Yeah.
you said 72, 74, because
Yeah.
I'm 90. I was born in 76.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So I was like, you know, I was probably
Hey,
like.
look up World of Skydive. Look at World of Sports skydiving. Just to
Yeah, it
see
might be
if
hard to
something-
find it, but anyway,
Right.
I was probably somewhere between 8 and 10 years old, right around there. And I remember thinking that the only way I'll ever get to do, I remember thinking the only way you get to do this is if your dad owns a plane. You know, it's a rich kid thing. Your dad's got to
That's
own
what
the
I
plane.
do,
That's how you
of
skydive.
course.
Dad owns a plane. That's the only. And so I immediately dismissed it and never thought about skydiving ever again
Ever.
because it just didn't seem accessible to me.
Right.
And
Right.
and then
'Cause
life gets you by. Life comes up fast. Ferris Bueller, man, happens fast. Get me
Happens
ready.
fast. And there it was. You're at the wind tunnel. Did you look up and see parachutes and have any tinge?
We you know, it was funny because we're driving in, you know, and we're right over here, and parachutes. It's when the alternate landing area was a little bit more north, and people are coming in, landing right over the road that we're
Right.
driving in on. And I remember we were just, oh wow, that's so cool, you know, because the canopies are so pretty, all those different colors, right? And it's like,
Beautiful,
oh, that
right.
is so cool. And we felt like they were putting on a little show just for us. But then we went to the tunnel and immediately just
Forgot about it all.
yeah, just-
Dismissed it all.
you know, again, I just wasn't something that I thought about.
What an amazing story.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, hell yeah. I hope it inspires.
Yeah, no, but back to being 48, I would encourage anybody who wants to do something. My mantra, my modus operandi, this life is not a dress rehearsal. It's not a dress rehearsal. You're going to get one bite at the apple. And if it's out there and you think you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
And in fact, you know, and it's easier for me to speak this way because my children are older. When they were younger, you've got different priorities.
Right.
But once, like I said, the youngest was kind of on her way. You know, if I adopted this mindset that, you know, I was going to steal my retirement one opportunity at a time. I wasn't going to wait till I was going to this magic date in the future. Oh, I'm 70 and I don't have to go to work every day. Now I can do all this cool stuff, and it's like, no, it's not guaranteed, man. You know, whether it's a long weekend or a week, or you know, if it presents itself and I want to do it, I'm going to make it happen. And so I call it stealing my retirement one opportunity at a time.
So I'm going to start doing that shit right
Yeah.
fucking now.
Yeah, you gotta.
You gotta live, man.
Yep.
Can you imagine, what do you think you would have done if you didn't start skydiving at 48?
I don't know, but I was I was kind of frustrated. You know, it was like I said, the itch I couldn't scratch. I didn't know what it was, but
It wasn't enough.
it wasn't enough. you know, and
Right.
you know, I've got a great husband. He puts up with me. It's not easy being Mr. Laurie, let me tell you.
Mr. Laurie.
He's a sport.
He's Mr. Laurie.
He's a good sport, but he
Right.
understands. It's like, you know, it's not like you're going to throw a switch and I'm not going to be me. It's like I need to feed the machine, and that's doing stuff. It's experiences.
Right,
I'm
right.
not one to sit and kind of watch.
I felt like before jumping, I was drinking beer and paying bills.
Yeah.
And that was life.
Yeah. Well, and I was financing children, right? Which
Right.
is what one does when one has children. But then
Right.
it's like, you know, I really felt kind of stagnant, and skydiving just changed my life. The people, the thrill of it, the mindset. It's like whenever I get nervous about something, it's like, "Pfft, come on,
Come on,
you jump
man.
out of planes, you're fine. Get your ass
Yeah.
up there and do it. You can do this.
Do you feel like you found yourself?
I do very much so.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
Right on. So, we're going to do a Friday Freakout.
Okay.
This Friday Freakout. I love you, Lori. This was a great conversation.
Oh, I'm glad you're having a good time. I'm having fun too.
I love it when you show up, man. You always got good energy. You want to fly with anybody. She'll be your coach at flight nights if you
That's
guys
right.
come.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Team. We were looking for a Friday Freakout before the show. We don't watch them. We just look at the thumbnails, and this looked ridiculous. So, okay. Wow, that's desert. What is that, Dubai or something? Okay.
doesn't
Line
look too-
twist. Not too bad.
Yeah, that's,
Kick it out.
yeah.
Line twist. He's not grabbing his risers. Where's his hands
Well,
at?
you know what? I think he is in a wingsuit. I think that's what took so long. He had to
Oh,
unzip.
okay. So he might have been in a wingsuit.
Let's see. I felt like the clip.
What's he doing?
Let's see.
Don't touch your toggles,
Well,
bro.
he's having trouble kicking his legs if he's in a wingsuit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What?
He or she.
They're not trying. What is he doing? Trying to... Don't yell at the canopy. Twist that shit, dog. Kick. Oh, no. Now he's diving.
Yeah.
Now it's bad. It's getting tighter and tighter. Maybe. Okay, he chopped.
You see, it's
He
a
goes
wingsuit.
back and
It
he's
is a wingsuit.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I have felt that before.
Yeah, I got like 40-something wingsuit jumps, and I had back-to-back mals, and it's like, you know what? Maybe this isn't my discipline.
You have back-to-back miles?
It's like, I think I'm done.
You know, if you leave your legs open, the wind will catch it and flip you.
There's lots of things that can happen with a wingsuit, and I think what people don't understand is it's another piece of equipment. You're jumping with another piece of equipment.
Yep.
It is a
That flies.
short wing aircraft, inherently unstable, and my total respect for folks that do it and are good at it.
Hold on, look at this. He's not. It looks like, okay, because you know there's that method where you can twist your risers to get out, right? You hold it, you twist your risers out and let go. He didn't try. Oh my God. And his legs are wide open. He grabs his bridle. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Rewind it. Let's talk about this. Okay. Bam. He dumps.
Well, first of all, let's look at the hands. We don't know if it's a he or a she yet. I thought the hands looked kind of like it might be a girl.
Okay. So they.
And I will say this, as a woman, people are like, oh, reach up. Well, your arms are only so long. And everyone's like, oh, just
Right.
reach above the risers. My hands don't go above the risers.
Got you.
And
Got
the
you,
amount of
got you.
tension on these systems, like even sometimes when the slider doesn't come down, I mean, I'm on the risers hitting them. And they're like, oh, just grab all four and squeeze them in. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
No, I don't have the
see what
strength.
you're saying if you don't have the strength, right? You
Yeah.
can't reach up high enough.
There's lots of solutions that don't
And,
work.
hold on. Let's run it back real quick. So let's talk about this. Okay. They dump, and it looks like they only get their arms. Oh, of course. Fuck.
They have to
show
unzip.
it. Hold on. But watch this, Lori, because they show it in a minute. They don't undo their legs. They just do their arms. They just do their arms to reach up. So when they chop, their legs are still inflated, and they end up on their back.
Yep.
Normally on a wingsuit, you dump, you unzip your arms, you get out of your legs, you make it a dress. That's why I call it men in dresses, because it looks like a dress after you
Yeah.
take your legs out. So look, arms are out, but they can't kick because their legs are still in the fucking wingsuit, so they can't get any torque. So don't yell at the parachute. You need your legs out, so they're yelling at the parachute.
But by now, the tension in the system, and it's starting to
Oh,
dive.
it's diving
right?
and it's
Yeah.
spinning, and now you're on your back, inflated, feet still in the wingsuit. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for you guys listening, okay, they cut away, they go to their back, their wingsuit inflates, their back flying on their wingsuit, and the reserve bridle comes over their shoulder. They actually grab the reserve bridle, do a Mary Poppins with it, toss it over their shoulder, and then they get it off their back and they live. So they're doing it again, look. So I just finish the sequence, man. Get out of your wings, get out of your legs, reach up, fix the parachute. doing it half-ass could end up like this. If their legs are free, that's not that big of a line twist. They could kick out of that. It's like 2 or 3. But with your feet in a straitjacket,
Yep.
you can't fucking move. Practice your sequence, guys. Practice your sequence. You never go away from the sequence. You know what works. Jesus. Look, full flight on their back, arms out. Look,
And still no canopy.
Run it back right there, just that last. No, the canopy's in their hand. They're married. Look, that's the pilot chute in their hand. You gotta let go of the pilot chute down. But look, it can't deploy. Look, there's the. Oh my God,
man.
Full track on their back. He pulls it, but at least he knew, and then barrel rolled.
Yeah.
So I believe that if he would have kicked his feet out, he would have spun out of that and went fine. But watch, when you're nervous and you want to get your hands out and you're thinking about getting out of this line twist, of course you just unzip and reach, not thinking about the rest.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into this shit.
Wingsuits are not to be taken lightly.
Skydiving is not to be taken lightly.
True.
Shit, we had this conversation about booty suits at dinner the other night. Not to be taken lightly. The major accidents that have happened in our wind tunnels have been booty suit related.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Tristan tried to come in the other day. I was like, dude, take those off. You don't understand. He's like, oh, I just got a new suit. I'm like, no, bro.
Yeah. No.
That's my best English accent.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, buddy.
Anything else you want to say to the crowd before you read the book?
No, I think I'm good.
Right on. Thank you for being on the show.
Hey, my pleasure.
We didn't get to the copy time, but one day we will.
One day.
The mountaintop will be climbed, and we will see on the other side.
That's right.
7,500 feet. We'll talk.
We will.
Or we'll
Indeed.
dream.
We'll dream.
We'll dream. All right. No shit. There I was.
All right.
Thought I was going to die. WazzyCircus Radio live from the WazzyCircus Studios in Eloy, Arizona. Skydive, Arizona. Best drop zone on earth. Thank you, guys. Elle Zee, baby.
All right. Well, we're going to go with That Was One Jump Too Many. When I bought my SST Stratastar Racer.
Stratastar Racer.
When I bought my Stratastar Racer.
Good job, Elle.
Hey, look at me, right?
That's points, dude.
Reading from context. Okay. Audrey Jackman showed me how to pack the mane. She also told me that races were a bit peculiar. They're very sensitive to body position at opening time, and I had to be careful that the pilot chute didn't end up on my back, caught in the burble. Mm-hmm. The other difference with the Racer was that once you pulled the rabbit pod, which was attached to a rather flimsy inverted pilot chute, you had positively opened the pack. The rabbit pod.
Rabbit pod.
Yeah. Once you pulled the rabbit pod, you had positively opened the pack. Okay.
Hold on. So it sounds like you open your rig and then throw the pilot chute to let it out.
I guess. I'm unfamiliar with this. This is new territory.
You don't know the rabbit pack?
I don't. I started 13 years ago, not 43 years ago. What's a Racer?
A shitty parachute.
The bag housing the mane was now free to go. The prevailing wisdom was that if you have pulled the rabbit pod and the mane did not deploy, you must cut away regardless because the mane could still deploy, and the last thing you needed was a mane reserve entanglement.
Right.
Also, that inverted pilot chute was attached to a pod which is located at the bottom of the rig, right on the butt, and which attached via a Velcro patch to the rig. It was not always easy to reach all the way down there, at least for shorter armed folks. Well, I hear you. Preach.
Preach.
Lastly, with one's arm fully extended to reach that far, there was not much strength available to complete the pull. If your rig had been closed tight, pulling on that rabbit pod to pull the pin to open the rig to free the pilot chute could result in more than your share of hard pulls. So when it was time to open, I was always a bit nervous while thinking, time to save my life, let's see if it works. I had 3 jumps on the Racer, and I was not happy with the openings. I was deploying with my right arm, and I am not that tall, so I would see it hesitate or flutter, and then I would bank slightly by looking and maybe making the situation a bit worse. But the mane would open after a few seconds. Of course, back then, bigger jumpsuits were in vogue, so the size of one's burble was bigger and more chaotic. On my 103rd jump, my 4th jump with the new 2-day-old rig, I pulled the rabbit pod and threw the pilot chute into the airstream. I saw the pilot chute disappear behind me. This sounds like a toggle over the Perrine. Different story, different day. Different story, different day. Shit. I couldn't even see the darn thing. I strained my neck. Nothing. I dipped my right shoulder. Nothing. I looked down and I was over the canal. I counted a few seconds. Double crap. Time for the reserve. Of course, I remembered that with no bag or main visible, I should cut it away. So I cut away and remembered to keep the handle. I pulled the reserve and expecting a quick open kept the handle. Good job. Very important detail. Nothing. A few seconds went by, and then I remember thinking very calmly, that was one jump too many. Okay. The canal was now pretty darn close and looking pretty big. I was maybe 800 to 900 feet high, and my brain was calm. Not over-revving, not under-revving. I'm not panicking. Weirdly, I had nothing out, but I was calm. This is it, I thought. But I was flustered because I had seen Audrey demonstrate the reserve pilot chute. That spring was very tight and had a lot of power. So why wasn't the reserve out?
Oh, he already dumped the reserve. I thought he just cut away.
Yeah. I thought that perhaps if... Oh, shall I back up?
Please.
Okay. About the reserve?
No, when he said I thought he just cut away. No,
Yeah.
you can keep going.
Okay, 103rd jump, rabbit pod through the pilot chute, nothing. Shit, double crap, time for the reserve. I should cut it away. So I cut away and remember keeping the handle.
And I never heard anything about a reserve after that.
Yeah, nothing. A few seconds went by and I remember he must have left it out of the
He never pulled the reserve, dude.
Yeah.
That's why he's still waiting in free fall.
Or maybe he has a bad publisher that nobody really reviewed this story.
Dude, tell me about
okay,
it.
so this is it, I thought. But I was flustered because I had seen Audrey demonstrate the reserve pilot chute. That spring was very tight and had a lot of power. So why wasn't the reserve out? I thought that perhaps if I tucked in my legs, I might stand and the relative wind would brush my back and do something. As soon as I did that, the reserve deployed.
Dear God.
But now, I thought, where is the main? I could.
Hey, we're at 600 feet in the stand fly, by the way.
This is like Point Break. I think we're 5 minutes into this jump. I could clearly feel behind my back that the bag was not there. I looked around but did not see a falling bag. Oh shit! I'd lost the main, brand new one too. And then I did a nice PLF and landed about 50 yards south of the canal. Of course, I was happy to be alive, but angry because I had lost my main. I had seen other people cut away, and their main or bag were always found near the DZ, so I gathered in the reserve. Then I found it. The main was still in the bag and attached to the spring of the reserve, entangled with the main pilot chute.
Jesus.
Then the situation became clear. The main pilot chute burbled on my back, and somehow the bag moved on top of the reserve pilot chute. Then I pulled the reserve. Its spring barely moved because the bag was sitting on top of it. So he pulled it, but he never felt it because the bag was messing it up. So it was a good thing I had cut away, not to mention trying a sitting position to expose my back to the relative wind. As I was walking toward the loft, Alan Richter came up to me. I do not think he understood what had just happened. He congratulated me for having opened the reserve, although a bit low at about 500 feet.
Told you.
I explained what I thought had happened and showed him the pilot chute tangle. He opened his eyes pretty wide and said something like it was a good thing I had lived through all of that. End of story.
End of story.
That's your story today, children. I hope you enjoyed that.
My God. So, the rabbit pack sounds like the grandfather to the straight pin. Do you remember that? The straight pin. People jump straight pins now.
48. I started 13 years ago.
Right. So
there's always been a curved pin.
Okay, no, there's a straight pin too. There's a straight pin too.
Okay.
So the straight pin, the bridle's like this long, and the pilot chute's halfway down, just right here.
Okay.
And the pin's here. So you pull and you pop the pin for your bag, and you throw the pilot chute out, and it's just a different system.
Okay.
So the rabbit system sounds like that, but with a spring-loaded reserve. Okay, because spring-loaded pilot chute. Spring-loaded pilot chute, and then the canopy bag was really heavy enough to come out and land on his back in the burble and hold a reserve pilot chute in. And then he decides to stand fly.
Yeah.
At 600 feet to get air over his pack.
We'll get down sooner for that beer.
And I freak out at 4,000 feet like a little fucking child.
I was gonna say, don't say like a little girl because you know
No.
little girls go down to 3,000
Yeah,
feet. Okay, all right.
yeah. They don't have pilot shoes out before
Yeah.
3. I'm not. Hey, dude, I already know. If I could fly like the little girls I know, shit, you know how good I'd be. You wish you could fly like a girl. God damn it.
That's right. Fly like a girl.
On. Hey, Lori Zito, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
Yeah.
Had a blast.
Oh, I had a blast. Skydive Arizona. I don't know. I don't know how you say that. WazzyCircus Radio. Yeah, you know they hooked us up. Skydive Arizona. It's cool, man. Come see us. Come fly with us. Hook us up. Check us out on Patreon. Keep your head on the swivel and hook that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know it.
Thank you, Lori.
All right. Thank you.
Look at that. What job was that? Is that your daughter?
That was a Christmas one. I was a reindeer.